Thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
So, given a situation like that, just off the cuff, I would probably duplicate and do an aspectics on that contraction in your body. That might be one way. And again, I'm very prone to aspectics, so I might be a little bit biased with that because I lean on that quite heavily. Another option would be to create an equilibrium, because we work on equilibrium um, between this. Although in the past I have been, timid, I now know that I can speak in public. Something around that, an equilibrium around that, might be a powerful process. Another powerful process could potentially be DP4 when you tune into your father and take on his presentation erudite qualities and just embody his way of being, that piercing, concise, masculine energy. That might be another option. Um, in this case, for purely selfish reasons, I'm going to request that you tune in to that most intense experience where you felt that most contraction and do an IEI around that.
Yes. Okay. Let's do that because that's what you wanted to do. So
Okay,
let's go there.
wonderful. So, of course, what we'll practice together here is private, confidential. We're in our own little cocoon and bubble. What we will do is a process to remove the unwanted, intense emotion and charge around that experience with your father. Um, I don't need to know details, but I wish for you to recollect the time when it was most intense and alive for you. Is something coming to mind when you felt the most contraction from his, I guess, disapproval of your communication skills?
Mm. Yeah, I got one.
Okay. So in a little while, I'm going to ask you to go into that, feel it deeply, dramatize it, and relive it. It's going to be intense. It's also going to be very, very short term. And I'm here to hold the process. And very soon, I'll be asking you to take a snapshot of that. So what I mean by snapshot is to like rewinding a movie, and you want to pause the movie in that single frame of maximum intensity. So not a second forward or backward, to really freeze frame that moment. Freeze frame the thought, the emotion, the image, and the body sensation fully. I'm going to ask you what it is. So we're going to take a snapshot very, very soon. And I'll also be asking you to stand up in a moment or two. So I'm here to guide and support you through the process. What I will request from you is, of course, as with all the processes, there's an integrity to it, which is heightened with the quality of contact. So the invitation is to really be fully present with the process, practice exactly the way the process wants you to practice, add nothing, subtract nothing, go into it fully, wholeheartedly, open-mindedly, allow, and also to commit to be with the process all the way till the end. Does that sound all right for you? So before we get into this, I want to kind of summarize that. What is this emotional charge? Would you, this fear of public speaking, what would you call that?
Yeah, fear of public speaking.
Okay,
Fear.
fear. And how intense is this charge for you?
9 out of 10.
I'm going to slip into being Bhaskar for a moment. If I heard that from my client, I probably wouldn't do IEI because I want to keep it between 5 and 6, at least, because I know when it gets to deep trauma, this is not the technique to go into. But I sense this is not deep trauma. I just sense it's just very intense. So I think it's okay. All right. So, and how is this adversely affecting your life? This 9 out of 10, the intensity of your public speaking.
It's affecting me in the sense that I feel like I have to do so much groundwork before I speak to make me feel like I'm being sensible in my speech. Like, so, like, not just not just general research, but research on the research, just
Mm,
to make sure that whatever I'm saying is airtight.
mhm,
And so it affects me in the sense that it's taking steps forward is like there's so much work along the way to take one step forward, because I want to make sure that whatever I say is so um, everything lines up, all the ducks are in a row before I speak, just
mm,
in case I miss a duck,
mm,
and then it just doesn't make sense. So it's a lot of work. Um, how it affects me is it's I, I become overwhelmed with the amount of work needed to seal up this. Like, when I say seal up, I mean like make it so tight and strong in my presentation that it's overwhelming, and also in the presentation it isn't as free, it isn't as light, it's very tight.
mm. Okay, thank you. Would you like some piece around that to
Yes.
release the tightness? Wonderful. So, how would you like to feel instead? How would you describe that? What would be a good feeling to prepare and good feeling when you're actually presenting? What would feel right for you?
Hmm. That I feel I would want to feel more spontaneous, more connected, connected and spontaneous, versus worrying about is it perfect before presenting.
Okay, wonderful. Lovely. Let's get into this inner adventure together. Okay, so if you need to, before we jump into the process, once we're in, we're locked in. So if you need to move in any way, drink some water or stretch out in some way, just feel free to do that. And then we'll buckle in. And yes, wish for you to
Yeah.
have a journal nearby as well.
Hmm?
I wish for you to have a journal nearby as well. And I see you have that. That's good. Okay. Loosen up my spine, drink some water.
Yeah, water. Water's the water. Yeah, I just drank some.
All right. Ready to begin?
Hmm.
All right. Take a moment to just look around you and pick any 5 objects, one after the other. You don't have to tell me what they are. And just let me know when you're done.
Hmm.
Thank you. Now again, look around and pick the first 5 objects that come to you. It doesn't matter if you accept them or not, if you like them or not, just pick the first 5 objects, whether you're indifferent or resist them or not, and let me know when you're done. First 5 objects you see.
Hmm.
Thank you. Now close your eyes. And I invite you to remember a pleasant experience from the past and really feel it like it's happening right now. Vividly recollect that pleasant experience from your past. Let me know when you're done
Hmm.
and accept that moment completely.
Hmm.
Good. Now, keeping your eyes closed, please remember a mildly unpleasant event, not the one we are working with, but a mildly unpleasant event, and feel it as intensely as possible. Something that happened to you in the past. Right. perhaps recent past, and relive that mildly unpleasant event as if it's happening right now.
Mm,
Mildly unpleasant event from your past.
pleasant event.
That's maybe
Okay.
3 out of 10, or not more than that.
Um, um,
Maybe minor inconvenience. Okay, good. Feel that completely, make it intense as possible, live it like it's happening right now, accept it completely, and let me know when you're done. All right, good.
mm-hmm.
Take a deep breath, inhaling, and as you exhale, just let that go. Staying still with your eyes closed.
Okay.
Remember a different, mildly unpleasant experience, a different one now. Again, different to what we were working on. Another mild, unpleasant experience from the past, and relive it fully. Feel it like it's happening right now at this present moment.
Okay.
And accept it as it is. And just let me know. What do you see? What is the image that you're experiencing?
Um, I see my backyard and somebody walking.
Accept that. What do you feel? What emotion do you have?
Mm, bit of nervous.
Accept that. What body sensation do you have?
A bit of tightness in my side.
Accept it. What thought do you have?
Hmm. Um, just I'm uncertain.
Accept that as well. Take a deep in breath. And with the exhalation, let that go as well. Okay. So now we'll enter into this very powerful process of clearing this intense charge. I invite you now to please actually open your eyes and stand up. Stand up and make sure you have enough room around you. You might want to open up your arms and just swing them around to make sure there's enough space around you so you don't knock into anything.
Okay. Also closing the window. I can hear some noise outside.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. So okay, you have enough room around you? Lovely. If you could please face to your left, face to your left. Well, in one direction, that's fine too. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So close your eyes once again. This is where we are just forget any intense experience or anything. Just be here now. Be in this here and now moment. Take a moment to really feel your feet in the ground, that contact, that weight, that pressure, clothing on the body, breath in nose and body. Just tune in and let me know when you are here and now with a slight nod.
Yes.
Okay, now freeze this. Take a snapshot. Keep it frozen and still. Stay in this frozen moment. What is the image that you have in this frozen moment?
Actually, it's the floor
Okay.
and standing here.
What is the thought that you have?
I don't have a thought.
Keep it frozen. Nothing. Okay. Is the what is the feeling that you have in the snapshot?
Content.
And staying still. What body sensation do you have in the snapshot?
Mm, I can feel just my side, my left side, just
Hmm.
awake.
Okay. Take a deep breath. Exhaling. Now imagine that my hand is reaching out through the screen and turning you to the left counterclockwise. Slowly, my hands on your shoulder and gently turning you 180 degrees clockwise. Keep going. I'll tell you when to stop. And stop. Now vividly remember
Hmm.
that intense experience that you had. Go deep into that experience as if it's happening right now
Hmm.
with your father. Disapproval. See what you saw then. Hear what you heard then. Feel what you felt then. Experience deeply what you experienced then. Dramatize it. Make it really come alive. Magnify that. Make it a 10 out of 10. Feel it fully. Feel the worst part as strongly as possible. Remember that most intense moment of that experience and nod your head when you're there. Now freeze it. Take a snapshot of this moment and don't let it move forward or back. Keep this moment frozen in your mind, unchangeable. Now, what is the image that you're seeing? Remember to stay in this moment.
I'm seeing like the top of my father's head, like, yeah, I'm just seeing like, yeah,
What emotion do you have in the snapshot?
shame and anger.
And what is the body sensation in this more snapshot?
Like my head is just tension in my head.
Keep that snapshot still. And what thought do you have in that snapshot?
He's so he's so disrespectful. He doesn't see me.
Mhm. Thank you. With the forefinger of your dominant hand, point to the center of the experience, the heart of the moment, and keep your finger there. Now imagine I'm touching the tip of your fingers with my two fingers. In this room, in this time, in this place, what is the distance between the tip of your finger, which is the center of the most intense experience, and the wall in front of you?
Hmm. 10 feet.
In this room, in this time, in this place, what is the distance between the tip of your finger, which is the center of the most intense experience, and the wall behind you?
3 feet.
In this room, in this time, in this place, what is the distance between the tip of your finger, which is the center of intense experience, to the wall to your left?
6 feet.
In this room, in this time, in this place, what is the distance between the tip of your finger, which is the center of intense experience, and the wall to your right?
5 feet.
In this room, in this time, in this space, what is the distance between the tip of your finger, which is in the center of the most intense experience, and the floor below you?
4 feet.
In this room, in this time, in this place, what is the distance between the tip of your finger, which is the center of most intense experience, and the ceiling above you?
5 feet.
Now keep your finger in the heart of the experience and imagine my hands coming through the screen, resting on your shoulders, and I'm going to turn you, gently turning you counterclockwise to your left, another 180 degrees, slowly turning you. And now watch what happens to the experience as you move around slowly. Keep turning. Watch what happens. Slowly turning you. And stop. Gently put your hand down. Take a few deep breaths. When you feel ready, gently opening your eyes.
Oh.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah.
Let's do a little check-in. What happened to that intense experience?
Like it just dissolved as I was turning. And I was sort of, I was kind of trying to hold it, trying to be difficult with it as I was turning, like to see if I was so strong in it and see how long I can hang on to it. But I couldn't. As I was turning, I could not hold on to it. Yeah.
Mm. Yes, I felt that in you as you were turning. What happened to that intense experience now? How do you experience it now?
Yeah, I feel like it totally happened, yet it's not part of who I am. It's its effects on me are not there. I see that as my father's experience, not mine.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't feel. Um, yeah, it's pretty awesome actually.
Thank you. And how strong would you say that experience is now inside of you in a scale of 1 to 10? How intense is it?
Hmm. Actually, I would give it a 3, even though it was really strong. It's really reduced a lot. The number 3 comes up for me.
Mm. Okay. So there's still some charge left. I would recommend doing it again if you're up for it, or we can leave it for the next session. It's completely your free will. Would you like to go through it again to see if we can bring it down even lower? All right.
Yeah,
All right.
let's do this
Let's
again.
do this again. Let's get it out of your system. Let's get it out of your system completely. How lovely. Okay.
Okay.
So come back into your, again, if you could face to the side, either side is fine. That's good. Very good. Again, close your eyes and really feel into the present moment. Feel that grounded reality of being here and now. Just hang out with the present moment. And once you really get yourself a good sense of this here and now experience, just let me know when you're here. Just like that. Thank you.
Here.
Okay, now freeze this moment. Take a snapshot and keep it frozen still in time. What is the image that you have in this frozen moment?
Me standing here.
Or is a thought that you have?
Hmm. The thought is, I I feel more powerful.
Keep it frozen.
I think I'm more powerful.
More powerful. What is in this snapshot the feeling or emotion?
Hmm. The feeling is more empowered.
Stay still. What body sensation do you have in this snapshot?
Hmm. A feeling of like I'm like a tree, just really solid.
Very nice. Okay. Take a deep breath. And now again, I'm going to turn you. So feel my hands coming through the screen and resting lightly on your shoulders. And I'm slowly turning you counterclockwise, 180 degrees. That's it. Feel yourself being turned slowly to the left and stop. Now vividly remember that intense experience. Go back deep into that experience as if it's happening right now. Relive it, duplicate it, dramatize it fully. See what you were seeing, hear what you were hearing, feel what you felt then, and experience what you experienced then. Make it come alive in you and dramatize that.
Hmm.
Feel the worst part of that experience, your father sitting, condoning voice. Make that experience as real and vivid, as strong as possible, and nod your head when you're there. Okay, now freeze it. Take that snapshot, that exact moment. Hold it there, not a second this way or that way. Keep this moment frozen in the mind, unchangeable. What is the image that you see?
My father leaving the room.
What is the emotion that you have in the snapshot? Remember to stay in that moment.
Anger, sadness,
Thank you. What body sensation in this
like
frozen snapshot?
like a stab to the solar plexus.
Staying still. What thought do you have in the snapshot?
He doesn't care to see me.
Thank you. With the forefinger of your dominant hand, point to the center of the experience, the heart of the moment, and keep it there. Imagine my two fingers gently touching the tip of your finger. In this room, in this time, in this place, what is the distance between the tip of your finger, which is in the center of intense experience, and the wall in front of you?
20 feet.
In this room, in this time, in this place, what is the distance between the tip of your finger, which is in the center of intense experience, and the wall behind you?
1 foot.
In this room, in this time, in this place, what is the distance between the tip of your finger, which is in the center of experience, intense experience, and the wall to your left?
5.
In this room, in this time, in this place, what is the distance between the tip of your finger, which is in the center of the most intense experience, and the wall to your right?
1.
In this room, in this time, in this place, what is the distance between the tip of your finger, which is in the center of the most intense experience, and the floor below you?
2.
In this room, in this time, in this place, what is the distance between the tip of your finger, which is in the center of the intense experience, and the ceiling above you?
3.
Keep your finger in the heart of the experience. And now my hands are going to go through the screen. Gently rest on your shoulder. And I'm going to turn you gently left counterclockwise, another 180 degrees, slowly turning you. And watch what happens to the experience as I move you around, slowly turning you. Keep on going. And stop. Put your hand down. Take a few deep breaths. When you feel ready, gently opening your eyes. What happened to it now, to the intense experience?
Yeah, it's gone from me.
How do you experience it now?
I experience it as something that happened over there, but has no hold on me over here.
Beautiful. And how strong would you say it is now? Scale of 1 to 10. How intense?
0.
And what happened to that original intention that you had to feel spontaneous and connected?
If I choose that, that's what I will be, spontaneous and connected.
Beautiful. I want you to just take this moment right now to feel this beautiful, beautiful orb of divine white light just above your head. Glowing divine light over your head. And as you inhale, drink that in. Feel it entering into your cranium, filling up your head, throat, and let it fill up the part of your body that's not been vacated. Let that part be filled up with this divine, divine, blissful light. Consciously draw in that beautiful divine white light. and take this beautiful divine moment to deeply forgive, divine light of forgiveness, to forgive yourself for anything that you may feel you have done to contribute to this experience. Showering yourself with this divine gift of forgiveness.
Yeah.
Take a moment to forgive also your father and anybody else who was involved in this experience, to forgive their actions, their unconsciousness, anything they've done to contribute to this experience. To spread this divine light of forgiveness in
Yeah.
the entire being.
Yeah.
Let it cascade and take over.
Mhm. Mhm.
You feel ready.
Mhm.
Gently opening your eyes.
Yeah.
Please become comfortable.
Mhm. Whew. Hmm.
Ooh.
Very interesting. Wow.
Let's land with a little completion landing question here.
Mhm.
What aligned action wants to emerge to make your life more easeful, more effortless, more fluid?
Mm. Plug into the Great One, committing to connecting with that which is mother, father, all of it, because that is the ultimate source. Like plug into source. I only need source.
Mm.
I don't need, but source. It's good to plug into source to operate.
So, to really focus in on that, how will you know that the integration is complete?
That I am, yeah, I'm gonna go. I will be going to visit my family and staying with them for a month, actually. Yeah. Um, and that my triggers, that I'm not getting triggered. I will know by me not getting triggered.
Mm. Is
Because
there?
I have a different outlook on things now with my mother and my father.
Mm.
I used to look to them as my father, you know, I look to my father as my father, and he's not actually, I mean, he is biologically, but I'm not here to convince him of anything. And I only see loving him, like just offering him compassion, offering to see him, because really that's what I'm here for. I'm here to see others and bring out the best in others.
Mm.
That's my deepest gift. And he's no different from that. And when I try to convince others about who I am and what I have to say, it's it's just not it's not useful. It's not possible. It's just,
They're not
silly
getting the
actually.
best version of you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's disempowering.
Mm.
Disempowering. I'm here to empower others and plug into source from I am here to help others become empowered, but I get empowered from source. That's the only place I get empowered from is source. So I got to plug into source. The only reason I'm not feeling empowered is because I'm not plugging in.
Mm. Okay.
This laptop right now, it's the battery's gonna die.
Yeah. Wow. I would I would love to explore your plugging in mechanisms. and encourage you to double down on that beautiful uh, process of plugging into source. I
Mhm.
have a way. Whenever I give a talk, because I this is something I enjoy doing. Just to describe my experience, I do gratitude. So I genuinely say thank you for placing me in the source of the running stream. May all the wisdom teachers of the past flow through to be of greatest benefit to those around me. I say that to myself, and I'm out, baby. I'm not even there.
That is great. That's awesome. Thank you. I want to get this.
Yes, I know you need to land. I would just before you know, I would also consider doing a circular with your father as well. That might be helpful for at a future session.
Okay, that would be great. Thank you.
I'll land there for now.
How do you feel about this?
You know, my background is an engineer, and I have difficulty saying and doing things I don't fully understand.
Mm,
So I don't fully understand IEI.
mm.
So it doesn't allow me to be fully myself because there's many things here that I don't understand. I'm not saying I disagree or not at all. I think it's beautiful. I just don't understand. I don't understand how this technique works. I know it works, but I don't understand. And I have a difficult time saying and doing things that I don't understand. So that kind of holds me back from, you know, offering this to people. Although I've done it with myself and I know it works, but it's the weirdest thing. It's so weird.
So you've had it done on you,
I did it to myself. I practiced on myself. So I take an intense experience and I, do a self process.
and it's worked.
Oh gosh, yeah, yeah. I go back to memory. It's not there. I have the image, but there's no charge behind it. So I don't. So I've always one of my mantras is only speak from my experience and speak from my truth and knowing, and not say things I don't know, and not do things I don't know or haven't experienced. That's like one of my golden rules. Um, so if somebody asks me a question I don't know, I'll just say I don't know. Yeah, I'd rather say that than quote somebody because it sounded clever at the time. So yeah, so that's what kind of holds me back from doing this process because I'd like to really understand. I think I need to read more. I know there's a lot of text. There's a lot of things I can read up on, so I can at least be fairly competent in explaining how this works.
Yeah, yeah, good idea.
But that's all I had feedback I had. Besides that, I had no other feedback.
Okay, so can you send me this? I want to review it and then give you feedback on it.
Very good. I'd be very happy to do that.
And go ahead and do some reading on it because we have it specifically on this, and then we'll connect back about it.
Yeah. I find energetically, this is the most complex of the ones at level one. The rest are pretty straightforward. This one is got some funky stuff happening, but I want to know better. Yeah.
Yeah, scientists are still trying to figure out the God concept.
Yeah.
Not sure they have yet.
There's some God molecule, but I think they're just making that up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I realize that I will not be able to fully understand it. It's just when I'm offering something to a client and they ask me a question, I'd like to respond with more nuanced understanding in this case. Then yeah, I don't know. So
Well, you do know because you've had it, you've experienced it yourself.
yeah, I
You're
know it works.
saying, I experience, this is
Mm,
what happened with me.
yeah.
I don't know what's going on with you. What? It worked? Okay. That's all you can say. Like, all right. Can you explain it more?
No,
Oh,
the only other thing I have is Ricky. I've been attuned twice. I say the word Ricky, my hands heat up. My hands are warm right now. I have no idea how that works. Like, what is happening? So there's a lot of mystery I don't
Reiki. Good
understand.
one. Good one. Good
Yeah.
one. Yeah, no
So
one can explain that.
my hands are warm right now just mentioning the word. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
Happens all
Yeah.
the time. So yeah, there are things I don't understand, which is why I don't talk about it until I do. But I guess in this case, I should just let the experience take over and not need to explain it.
Yeah. And maybe you might want to look at that whole thing of needing to explain everything.
Mm-hmm.
That
Might be
could be
something.
something you might want to do a process on, because that's an added thing you're adding to this, because you're so fantastic at it, that if you feel like you have to explain everything, even this, like certain things you can explain, but if you can't explain this and it is a charge that you've got,
Mm.
then it might be something to look at.
Yeah.
Because remember, you are the one guiding your client. And if they've got still all these questions they want to know about this, that, or the other, there needs to be a time where, see, it goes on in your mind, right? But
Mm.
if I had a client that kept asking questions about this, and I would just be like, stop it. Did it work? Great.
Mm.
Okay. What are you going to do with this? Great. Carry on. Just stop it. So
Yeah.
you've got to be able to stop your mind. And if you've got charge around this, so will your clients.
Mm. Mm.
So it's
Very.
a good opportunity to do something on that.
It's I never seen it that way. I know you have to go soon. For me, I find it liberating because I can completely speak spontaneously because no matter what you ask me, if I'm saying it, I can back it up with logic and reason. So it kind of liberates me. So I don't feel as liberated speaking about things that I can't back up with reason and logic. So
I understand.
I'm like a dad a little bit in that sense, I suppose.
This is why I came for this session today.
I relate to your dad a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I've come away with a different understanding. So it's an
mm,
opportunity, I think, to go in and do and process that and what is that aspect of yourself that needs to explain, that needs to have an answer, that needs to know the answer to things that may not have an answer.
thank you, my dear Suzanne. So kind of you. Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Go ahead and send me the video, and I look forward to reviewing it again.
And Godspeed with your time with your parents.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.